India kills 5 terrorists in the May 7th Indian strikes. In news coming in a major success for India, 5 terrorists were killed in the Indian strikes on the 7th of May inside Pakistan. 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed and 2 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists were killed in those strikes. First was Abu Jundal, who was affiliated to the Lashkar-e-Taiba. He was the in charge of Markaz Taiba at Muridge. He received a guard of honor at his funeral by the Pakistani Army. Wreaths were laid on behalf of the Pakistani Army Chief and Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz. His funeral prayer was held in a government school led by Hafiz Abdul Rauf of the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, a designated global terrorist. A serving Lieutenant General of the Pakistani Army and the IG of Punjab Police attended the prayer ceremony. The second terrorist killed was Abu Akasha, who was affiliated to Lashkar-e-Taiba and was also involved in multiple terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. He was also engaged in weapons smuggling from Afghanistan. A funeral for him was held in Faisalabad and was attended by senior Pakistani Army officials and the Deputy Commissioner of Faisalabad. The third terrorist was Muhammad Yusuf Azhar, who was affiliated to the Jaish-e-Mohammed. He was wanted in the IC 814 hijacking case. He was also involved in multiple terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. He was the brother-in-law of Maulana Masood Azhar and handled weapons training for the Jaish-e-Mohammed. The fourth terrorist was Hafiz Muhammad Jamil, who was affiliated to Jaish-e-Mohammed. He was the eldest brother-in-law of Maulana Masood Azhar and in charge of Markaz Subhanallah at Bahawalpur. He was actively involved in radical indoctrination of youths and fundraising for the Jaish-e-Mohammed. The last terrorist to be killed was Muhammad Hassan Khan, who was the affiliated to Jaish-e-Mohammed. He played a key role in coordinating terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. He was a son of Mufti Asghar Khan Kashmiri, the operational commander of the Jaish-e-Mohammed in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Right, joining me for more on this news just coming in is my colleague Akshay Dongre. Akshay, what more can you tell us about the 5 terrorists who were killed in the Operation Sindhu launched on the 7th of May?
Well, Ramesh, as far as the operation is concerned, India has maintained from the very beginning that this is not a war on Pakistan. This is not a war even on Pakistani military or the Pakistani civilians. This is a war clearly on terror being fought not only for India's safety but for regional peace. And that perhaps is the reason why India has also been, going ahead and telling the world that their targets have only been terror outfits, terror infrastructure and groups that have been building up for more nefarious attacks against not only India but other countries as well. So in fact, India has done the world a favor by eliminating these terrorists, and once again the infrastructure of terrorism that is being nurtured by the Pakistani military, the ISI as well as the Pakistani government stands exposed. So all of the 5 terrorists you have given details about, Ramesh, are dreaded terrorists. They are global terrorists designated by several organizations and institutions, and there were several sanctions as well that were on these terrorists and their movements too. Despite all of that, despite so much of action by the world community, Pakistan was nurturing them. Not only nurturing them, it was funding and in fact protecting these areas where the terror camps were being run, launch pads that were being prepared, and also these terrorists were somewhat a part in the Pahalgam terror attack as well as the other terror attacks that have taken place, including the 26/11 attack. So the 9 sites that were targeted had these terrorists. The 7th May attack that was carried out by India inside Pakistan were sheltering not only these 5 global terrorists but several of their ground workers, several of their militants and fidaeens that we call the suicide attackers that were radicalized and brainwashed in these terror camps. So the attack has been largely successful. The target were these attackers and terrorists inside Pakistan that were being protected by the Pakistani army, and it seems that the nexus that is there between the Pakistani army and these terror outfits has been exposed by India's attack, as well as the elimination of these terrorists has become a big jolt to Pakistani army's ambitions of launching a sort of unconventional warfare against India. That perhaps is the reason why we are seeing continuous flare-ups, not only at the LOC and the international border, but also Pakistani army and the armed forces, daring to even infiltrate the international borders, using UAVs, using missiles to not only launch attacks against the Indian army.
Right, Akshay, do stay on. We'll talk more about the nexus between the Pakistani army and the terrorists in just a bit.